This is Alternative Medicine Modalities by Rachel Hackney for Fundamentals in Speech. One of the first topics that I'm going to talk about is acupuncture. It's an original Chinese practice of inserting fine needles through the skin at specific points, especially to cure disease, relieve pain, or promote healing. It's a 3,000-year-old practice, and it's based on the principle of energy flow. Another practice based on energy fields is bioenergetic field practice, based on life forces. They say you have 9 energy fields, like one right here, one right here, one right here, and one at underneath your breast area, one at your pelvic bone, and one at your thighs, and one in your mid-thigh. One is to believe that if you go up to a person and you cut off, like wipe across their midsection, you can cut off their energy field and it makes them weaker. And another practice is called coin rubbing. It's Chinese in origin, and it literally means to scrape away fever. It's an ancient technique, and people use a sandy-looking object, and they scrape it across the skin, and it looks very painful. This is what it ends up being like. I don't know if you guys can see that very well. Historically, there's several different practices. One that you would not ever think that somebody would use for medicine is heroin, and they say that you can cure your cough. It's also believed that bathing in your own urine can promote wellness, and it was the key to good health. A more up-and-coming practice is called cupping. There's various forms. It's found in China, Vietnam, Iran, Mexico, Russia, Poland, and it can also be called stagnation and is used in treatment of respiratory diseases such as the common cold, pneumonia, and bronchitis. Cupping is also used to treat back, neck, and shoulder pain. And if you notice, if you watch the Olympics, one of these swimmers actually had cupping performed before. And it can also be used like they light a fire underneath the cup and then put it on the back, and it's supposed to burn out the toxins. Natural remedies are something used a lot more frequently now that brands like doTERRA are coming out. Aromatherapy is a branch of natural remedies. It's essential oils to achieve therapeutic benefits and promote health and well-being. And herbal practices are medicinal herbs to prevent and treat diseases and ailments or to promote healing and health. Among the most commonly used essential oils are peppermint, orange, lavender, sage, cinnamon, chamomile, and rosemary. And some of the most common ones, I kind of pulled out some of the more common uses. For peppermint, I thought it was very interesting that it can be used for ADHD support. They say you can spritz it on like your child's shirt before they study, or place a drop on his or her tongue, and for improved concentration and alertness. Orange can actually be used for inflammatory responses, and they decrease the swelling in the tissue, relieving muscle, bone, and joint pain. Lavender is most commonly used to help people sleep, but it's also very well used for migraine headaches. And the cool thing about lavender is that you can inhale, bathe, or rub it on as a cream. Sage is an anti-inflammatory. It interacts with a lot of different medications. It can be used as a laxative, but most people know sage as what they use to waft away ghosts. And herbal preparations, a lot of people know or think of herbal preparations as marijuana, which also is included, but there's also other things like Damiana leaf tea or Psyllium seed bulk fiber laxatives. The Damiana leaf tea is a aphrodisiac. It adds enjoyment to intimacy for both men and women. It's not just for lovers, though. It also can be used as medicinal tea in bladder infections, fatigue and depression, or sluggish digestion. Marijuana is most commonly used as an illicit drug in the United States. It's legalized in 23 states, and 4 of which are used for recreational use. Most importantly, it really can help treat glaucoma and help with controlling epileptic seizures. A chemical found in marijuana stops cancer from spreading. That was in a recent article. And the THC also slows the progression of Alzheimer's disease. It can take many forms. People smoke it in hand-rolled cigarettes, which are called joints, or in pipes or water pipes called bongs. They sometimes avoid inhaling the smoke by using a vaporizer. And they can also mix it in food like brownies, cookies, and candy. Some Native American herbal practices are peyote, which is really, really something else. It's recognized by Native Americans as a medical plant. It's traditionally used as an analgesic, treating rheumatism and a toothache. Even today, the cactus buttons are used to treat many medical problems. It can be smoked, dried into buttons tea, or made into teas. More common around here, because we're in the Bible Belt, is religious and faith healing. Faith healing is a method of treating disease and sickness by prayer and faith in God or a higher power. Laying of hands is a religious ritual using to receive healing services, blessings, anointings, or the Holy Ghost. Prayer is the most widely form of faith healing in the world. Anointed oils can also be used by many religious and spiritual rituals for healing, and also when babies are born. Also common in this area, our next door neighbor, West Virginia, is the only state that snake handling can be practiced in the United States. And snake handling is an act of faith and belief that the handler will not be harmed if bitten. They believe if they are bitten that their faith will overcome the poison and they will heal with no medical attention. Snake handling is often thought to be related with devil worshipping and cult practices, which is a common misconception. And one of the last things that I'll talk about for alternative medicine is voodoo practicing as a religion oriented out of Africa that has many different gods and spirits. They're called on to heal people by a witch doctor or priest. The opposite of voodoo is hoodoo, and hoodoo is the evil side of voodoo, and people commonly get them confused. Voodoo dolls are often thought to bring harm to others but they are mainly used for healing instead of you usually see people like sticking the little pins in them, like trying to hurt another person. Healing from the witch doctor, though, can be through herbs, chanting, beating of drums, sacrifices, and rituals. I strongly believe that conventional medicine and alternative therapies can and should coexist. Being in the medical field, I believe in the medicine that we use today and love what we have came up with and science has created. But I also love using what God put here on this earth for us to use. Many herbs and supplements and vitamins that can be found. Even things I didn't mention. I think it's really important for us to use everything collaboratively to get the best end product. Many of these have different strengths, and they can be used effectively to target particular medical problems together. And the best situation for us would be to use alternative therapies to support and complement conventional medicine. I use several references, such as YouTube. For the coining, I like watching videos to see what this process takes. And I also use a lot of Asian books for beliefs and health practices, and the acupuncture book. And I do believe a lot of spice books and psychic surgery and faith healing books from California, actually. And that's all. Thank you.